Hello guys, welcome back to Sun and Star Soul Tarot. So how happy you been doing, guys? I hope everything is going very well for you. So as per the title of this video, today we are going to see who are you going to marry, who will be your future spouse. And as always, I prepared 3 piles for you, and here I have 3 candles to represent each pile. The first pile is this, represented by this pink, baby pink tea light candle. The second group is being represented by this white tea light candle, and the third group is being represented by this green, lime green tea light candle. So don't think too much, guys. Just whichever candle or whichever pile number pulls you in right away has the most probability of being your reading. Okay, so if you are confused, just in case, you can listen to each pile for the first half and then see if it matches with your energy or not, and if it does, then that reading is going to be for you, and if it doesn't, maybe try another pile or maybe another reading, because I already have multiple future spouse reading on my channel. So without further ado, I'm going to start the reading with pile number 1. Hello pile number 1, those of you who choose this pink tea light candle, this reading is going to be for you. Now let's start right away with your reading, pile number 1. So this reading is for pile number 1, please. For pile number 1, let me choose the tarot cards for you. Pile number 1. For pile number 1, who are they going to marry? We are not going to take any cards right away now, because I have yet to fully charge my tarot cards for you. For pile number 1, please. I have this thing where I have to be fully satisfied with my shuffle before I do the reading, because it just, I need to put in the energy of each pile into the reading, right? So that it can give me the most accurate readings for my listeners or viewers. For pile number 1, please. Who are they going to marry? For pile number 1. Okay. By the way, guys, we are not going to take any reversals, so that we can get a crisp and clear reading and there is no confusion about it. Okay. And everything will be pretty concise and clear, simple, but straightforward. For my pile number 1, who are they going to marry? Now, starting with 9 of Wands, who are pile number 1 going to marry? For pile number 1, please. Okay. Ooh, the Lovers. Interesting. You know what? The number 9 and the number 6. Number 9 represents Mars, which in astrology, especially in modern astrology, represents the male, and the number 6 is in numerology represented by Venus actually, and Venus is actually the significator of marriage, love and relationship, romance, and not only that, females. So this is a good combination to come up right from the get-go for you, pile number 1. Let's see what further we have for pile number 1. Who are they going to marry? Oops, that was 3 cards right away coming up. We have the Fool, 3 of Cups, and 2 of Pentacles. Hopefully all of these are visible for you guys. You know what, let me check first. Okay, there we go. Two more, please. Who are pile number one going to marry? Who is their future spouse? Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Already three major arcanas. Wow. For pile number one, please. Who are they going to marry? Okay, we have got Seven of Wands. Okay. And the bottom of the deck energy is, I almost forgot, Eight of Pentacles. So, the thing that I get right from the get-go is that, guys, the person that you are going to marry, this person is going to be in a field of work about protecting something, about, fighting and protecting for something. So this could be fighting for their clients like a lawyer, or fighting for the rights of people like social worker. This could be fighting against diseases like a doctor or a medical person, or maybe a policeman, soldier, stuff like that. That energy is pretty heavy here. By the way, guys, also another thing that is pretty prominent here is the sign of Gemini, and the sign of Sagittarius, and the sign of Aries in this reading. So this could be the, one of the prominent zodiac sign of your future spouse. What do I mean by prominent zodiac sign? This could be where their Venus is, or this could be where their sun, moon, or ascendant is. These four placement, look out for that. Okay, Gemini, Aries, and Sagittarius. Now, the person that you are going to marry is going to be somebody who is very, very passionate, who is very freedom loving kind of person, very independent in their nature, and somebody who is very focused, very passionate about whatever field of work that they are in right now, or whatever career they are doing. They are very passionate. They are not going to be one of those people who go to their job but actually really hate it. These people, the person that you are going to marry, is going to be somebody who is very passionate about their work, who is very focused about their work. And despite the challenges, despite the competition, they actually thrive in their job. They actually are pretty good at their job, and they enjoy the competition and challenges that come about. So this person is somebody who is, like one of those people who enjoy competition, who enjoy, fast pace of life, and who enjoy achieving things. So one another thing that I can see in this for you, pile number one, is that your future spouse is going to be somebody who is a self-made person. Their family may not be coming from, very rich. Their family may not be exactly very let's say wealthy. Even if their family is wealthy, this person is going to be somebody who is going to create their own wealth, who is going to be, work hard and make their name for themselves. And this person is going to be somebody who is very good communicator. This person is going to be somebody who knows what to say and when to say. And this person is going to actually understand you without you ever even having to speak. Like, one look you give and they will understand that what you are actually thinking and feeling. I'm one of those couples, old age couples, that they just share a look and they understand each other's mind. Things like that. You are going to enjoy a companionship with your future spouse in that way. Like I said, your future spouse is going to be somebody who is a very, freedom loving kind of person. So they will not like being enclosed in, being too restricted. So this person is somebody who is doing very well in their career, and who is going to flourish further ahead in future as well. One thing though is this person is a daredevil. So this person likes to take risks and actually enjoy the thrill of it. So a lot of your dates, before or after marriage, I can see that going to involve a lot of, those thrill seeking activities like trekking, like rafting, like bungee jumping, and a lot of those wild rides in the theme parks. I can see that happening over here. Another thing is that your future spouse is going to have more than one job or more than one business. This could be a person who is doing who has a main job and a side business, or a main job or a side hustle that they do as a hobby, or even as a side income thing, or maybe they are juggling two different businesses at the same time, which are completely not related at all. For example, they could be running a clinic, and on the side they could also be running a small hotel or a restaurant. Probably not a restaurant, because that demands a lot of involvement of the owner. So just maybe investing in stock markets, stuff like that. This person is going to be loved by friends and people, and this person is one of those people who easily attracts other people, meaning to say that I'm not trying to say romantically, but this person is very friendly, and also, the exact opposite of having a resting beach face. I'm not sure if I can say that word, but I already said it. I'm sorry if it is not allowed. But, this person is going to be very friendly, and is very friendly, and people, they like your future spouse personality, the way they speak right away. Like, they will not have many enemies, and people, even your friends and families and relatives, are going to love your future spouse. I can see you guys enjoying a lot of um, fun loving activities together, so you guys will be going on a lot of dates even after marriage. I see a rise in fortune, a rise in luck happening for you, pile number one. After you get together with this person, with this wheel of fortune, I see your fortune, your luck increasing after marrying this person at the same time. And I also see that there is going to happen a very big kind of transformation in your life after marrying this person. This could be a big change in career, like uh, or maybe like shifting um, pretty far away from where you were originally situated at, like even changing countries and stuff like that. A pretty big move is going to happen after you marry this person, but it's going to be towards a positive thing. Initially, I see that you guys are, before getting together, before just getting to know each other, you guys are going to have a little bit of bantering going on. But this should be very one of those kinds of thing where opposites attract kind of relationship, is something that I can see happening between you and your future spouse. So be aware of that, and do not misunderstand your future spouse's intentions, because in their heart they are very pure hearted person. They want good things to happen for you, and they wish well for everybody. Okay, with this Eight of Pentacles, this person is a very hardworking person. This person is always going to be there for you. This person is going to be 100% invested in this connection. So this is not one of those people who is going to be, in a relationship but talking secretly with their ex or other people. Um, you know, even if they are, no, this person is going to be 100% for you and about you. So if, when you guys are in a relationship, and after you guys marry, this person will not even you know look back at their previous relationships or exes or other females, nothing like that. They are going to be 100% there for you. Their eyes will always be only there for you, is what I can see. Now let's move forward with our um, Numerology deck, where we are going to see what is their emotions going to be about you. Their feelings, their comfort zone about you. For pile number one, please. Who is their future spouse? How will they think of Pile number one. We have full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. What did I tell you guys? This person is going to be for you, about you, only you. So this person is very, very, you know, utterly, fully, and completely in love with you. So please treasure this person, because for them, you are not just their, um, spouse. You are their solace. You are their forever. You are their, with you they find not just only physical, emotional, material happiness, fulfillment, but also spiritual fulfillment. A true soulmate, I can see over here. And the next one is, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So I can see that when you guys get together, your future spouse, he or she will be able to become happier, able to become enjoy, laugh more. Like, having you in their life for them is going to be a situation where they are, finally, even if you are happy and life is good and everything, there is always this feeling of lacking something, like um, having an empty space somewhere in your life. But after you come along in their journey, your future spouse is going to feel like they are complete now. Whatever emptiness, whatever that thing was that they felt like they were lacking in, they will feel like that does not matter anymore, because you are with them. And they will feel like you bring healing to them, you bring completion to them, and you bring a solace, a sense of, complete peace, solace, and fulfillment, a happiness that, it's not just about happiness, but a complete feeling of peace. And finally, it's like a true soulmate. And I also see that, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but your future spouse is going to be very physically attracted to you. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys get it. So now let's see what planetary alignment could be present in your future spouse's chart, so that we can explore further about their personality and their life, whatever comes along. For pile number one, please, their future spouse. What planetary alignment could be present in their chart, please? Oh, we have Taurus in the first house with North Node. Wow, wow. I'm getting chills from the accuracy. I mean, look at this, guys. Having North Node in the first house in Taurus, North Node actually, you know, thrives in the material houses of second house, even third house and sixth house, because North Node is all about focus, all about goals and achieving them, and desires and achieving them. Um, it's also about obsession. But having North Node in first house means that this person is actually a very charismatic person, and this person knows how to achieve whatever that they desire. So like I said, this person is very good at their job, this person is very good at achieving things, and this person actually enjoys challenges. Again, the same thing. And another thing is that this person loves to make money. And and also what I'm seeing over here is that probably this person could be coming in from a different culture background than you, if not totally different country as well. And another thing that I can see here, because we have Taurus in the first house, and with North Node placed over there, their family I see has some sort of unique thing going on about them. Or could be their background. So a different culture, maybe a different religion, or if not a different race or country entirely. Um, let's see. Another thing that I can see over here is that your future spouse is going to be very, very attractive physically, and they will have not just a magnetic and charismatic personality about them, even their face, even their body language, even their way they present themselves towards other is going to be very attractive. But have you not noted in the first house means that there will be south node on the seventh house, which means that yes, this person may have had relationships, past relationships where they have suffered some difficult times or difficult experiences. And initially, I can also see that between you and your future spouse, there could be some misunderstanding happening. So, like I said, which was also the thing that I saw earlier with the tarot cards. So, I want you to know and be aware of that, okay? Let's roll it one more time so that we can get further details for pile number one. Who is their future spouse? So we have fifth house with Aries, and this is, oh wow, interesting. Having Aries in fifth house means that yes, definitely this person is, it is confirmed again that in their past relationships, this person was like they didn't have a good time often, and if not that, this person did not really take love and romance very seriously. For them, it was not a focus of their uh, life goals and stuff like that, because for them, achieving things and getting good at their career and advancing in their careers, success, that was more important before meeting you. And but after meeting you, there is this sense of completion that this person will get. And this person, I see your future spouse is very, very much invested in you, because we have Mars over here in the fifth house with with its own sign of Aries. So this means that this person is, how do you say it, this person is meant to be somebody very influential in their society, in their community. And because of that reason, this person will be very focused in their career. And after meeting you, after getting married with you, I see this person going to focus more on you and building a family together with you. There is this shift of focus. So maybe that's why there was this huge transformation that I was seeing earlier after you guys marry. So, um, let's see what our romance angels have to say about your future spouse, guys. For pile number one, please. Who is their future spouse? And what are their feelings about our pile number one, please? Now, we have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Yes. Have they can, your future spouse, you are their home. They find solace with you, and they feel like they can really finally relax with you. Whenever you are around them, they feel like they are home. They do not even have to be at house to be, feel like that. It's just having you for them is just being this feeling of relaxation. Even if they are in the middle of a very big, job or mission or project or something like that, which is stressing them. Another thing that has come up is let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So this is actually pretty, I mean, earlier we got North Node in the first house, which also does show that this person could be sometime, pretty obsessive about their goals. So as you can see in this picture, that your future spouse will have to learn to let go of that, ultra focus about their career, ultra focus about what, this OCD sort of obsession about things after getting married with you. And they will actually, I also see that you will be the one to make them see that where they are going wrong, like too much focus, too much hard work is not a good thing, and you are going to be the one. Maybe that's why, you are the you bring that sense of peace and happiness in their life, because earlier they were too focused on their work and stuff, but after getting to know you, you change them. One more for pile number one, please. Okay, now we have this card is actually reminding me of the earlier prediction about, you know, sorry, I forgot to show you the card. The earlier thing about the soulmate, past life relationship. You have known each other before. Hmm. Which is not surprising because we got Pisces and we got Scorpio. Pisces is the house of is the zodiac sign of the 12th house, which represents our past life, and with Scorpio, the house of occult, the zodiac sign of occult, having together coming in together does show some sort of past connections shared between you two. So that's all I have for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you liked it, and if you did, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. See you next time. Hello, pile number two. So if you selected this white tea light candle, this is going to be a reading all about who are you going to marry, who is your future spouse. Let's place your candle at the corner and start your reading by our tarot card. Let's charge your card first, shall we? For pile number two, please. This reading is for our pile number two. Guys, we are not going to take any reversals so that we can get a clear, concise reading without complicating this reading further. And oh my goodness, these cards are jumping. Let me first charge my deck fully for my pile number two, please. For pile number two. Okay, this reading is for pile number two. Who are they going to marry? For pile number two, this reading is open reading, guys. By the way, I do not have any specific question in my mind. I'm just trying to see whatever cards come up and whatever energies that I can connect with them accordingly. Okay, and see the traits, the personalities, the life situation of your future spouse. For pile number two, please. Who are they going to marry? Our pile number two people. Who is the future spouse for our pile number two? Now let's start, shall we? For our pile number two. Okay, we have Five of Cups. Who is their future spouse? Who is pile number two's future spouse? Another Five of Swords. Okay. Who is pile number two's future spouse? We love Fortune. Who is the future spouse? Who are pile number two going to marry? Okay. Who are pile number two going to marry? Okay, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Who is pile number two going to marry? Oh wow, guys, that was too many. Let me take it back and reshuffle. Who is pile number 2 going to marry? We have the Chariot. Who is pile number 2 going to marry? We are going to pick 2 more cards, guys, and after that I'll start with your reading, okay? So please be patient with me. We have 9 of Wands, okay. Who is pile number 2 going to marry? For pile number 2, please. Who is pile number 2 going to marry? It's taking forever. Okay, now we got it. Okay, we got it. The Magician. Okay, the Magician. Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, 3 major arcana, 4 major arcanas, because we have the World card in the at the bottom of the deck. So with the 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords, guys, I can right away what I got about your future spouse is that your future spouse has gone through a lot in their life. They may have experienced some pretty difficult times, especially while growing up. And they may have faced some even cheating partners in their previous relationships, and I see that they have faced defeat and difficulties in their life a lot, but after that they transformed into this person who is, it's like going from rags to riches or completely transforming your life kind of thing happening in your future spouse's life, even before meeting you. Even though they faced a lot in their life and they were pretty sad and pretty depressed before, but afterwards they changed themselves and turned their life around and started something new, possibly a business, entrepreneurship, adventure. you know this is exactly this completely like, turning a leaf over kind of thing happening in their life after that major thing that left them broken. They transform into somebody who is a achiever, who is a successful person, happier person, and better version of themselves. Especially with the Chariot coming up over here, I can see that your future spouse has now become a person who is a very well rounded, well balanced person. He or she, they have seen the goods in life, the bads in life, the good people, the bad people, everything. So now they have transformed, they have become developed into this person who knows what is right and what is wrong, who is good to them and who is not, and how to treat each person accordingly, how to handle each good or bad situation accordingly, and balancing those things and going after the things that they want and achieving them, because there is victory over here with the Chariot. And I think, guys, pile number 2, your future spouse is going to be somebody, I'm 90% sure, uh, if they are going to be an entrepreneur, a business person, or a self-employed person. I don't see them working for others a lot. Uh, I mean, this is a general reading, so there could be a few of you whose future spouse may be involved in a job, but even if they are in doing some sort of job, it's going to be a high level kind of job where they have a lot of freedom. They can make their own decisions. They do not have a lot of restriction as most of the employees do. That sort of thing I can see over here. With the 9 of Wands being present, I see your future spouse is a very careful person. They do not like to take a lot of risk, because maybe possibly because they faced a lot of challenges previously, and people that they believe in ended up hurting them, taking advantage of them. So now they have become a careful person, especially in a relationship situation. I see them guarding their heart. And with the magician over here, again, the thing about this person becoming somebody who is very successful after the previous difficult experiences is again prominently present over here. But I do want to say that your future spouse is, not a loser kind of person. This person is, your future spouse is a fighter. They have, they are the kind of people, if you guys watch anime, you know the term training arc. I see your future spouse going through those training phase, those training arcs of transforming themselves, upgrading their skills, and going after the things that they want. Even if a lot of people may be, trying to obstruct them, they will be going through with each obstructions and then winning over them and getting what they want finally. So that's the kind of person your future spouse is. I see your future spouse is very, very hardworking, very intelligent, very young looking is also something that I can see over here, by the way, and very attractive, very charismatic. Your future spouse may have something unique about their hair. So, depending on your own culture, depending on your own race, expect their hair to be different. Like, it is, there's something unique about their hair, the way they style or maybe color their hair, or maybe the cut, their haircut is pretty different and unique. Another thing is your future spouse is going to be a center of attention wherever they go. So, like I said, if this person is a self-employed individual or a business person, that is, pretty natural because a lot of client, a lot of customers will be looking at them, a lot of their employees will be looking at them. Even if they are in a job, all, all of their bosses will be keeping their eyes on your future spouse, because I can see that your future spouse is somebody who has high level of skills, high achiever, and somebody who brings a lot into the plate. And even socially, I see your future spouse is a very charismatic person. I see that people who knew them since way before in the past, um, they know the journey of your future spouse has been going through, right? So they admire your future spouse. They admire your future spouse's um, personality, their growth, their achievements, and people who don't know much about them admire their physicality, admire their attractiveness, admire the way they present themselves, because your future spouse is going to be somebody who is, very there it's a struggle for me to explain this, because I do see somebody who is good at communicating, but I do not see somebody who is actively trying to talk with others. I see that, if you talk with your future spouse, other people talk with your future spouse, they are very open, they are very, you know open with their communication, very clear and concise. But I don't see your future spouse going and talking to people, especially new people, and trying to get to know them very actively. So a little bit of introversion is, I can, something that I can see being present over here, but also that this, it does not mean that they are not a good communicator at all. In fact, they are very good communicators, just not a very active one. If it requires them to initiate it, okay. Hopefully, you get what I'm trying to say. And with the world being over here, I see that your future spouse has this kind of detached, kind of way that they, their state of being a little bit of detachment is something that I can see over here. So this could be a detachment from the, um, world, or maybe a sense of detachment from the society, something like that, but not in a negative way, but in a way where they think that, it's not good to go be too obsessed about something. Everything needs a balance, everything needs their own time. We need to be patient, very patient. Personality is somebody I can see your future spouse being, and somebody who has a lot of knowledge, who is very knowledgeable, very intelligent, very wise person. In fact, what I see is that a wise person trapped in a child's body, like, not exactly a child. I'm not saying your future spouse is a child, but you know, very mature and wise for their age. I think your future spouse is going to be like that. Very mature for their age, very wise, and if even if they are older, they will be looking younger than their age. Yeah, that's all I can see about your future spouse through my tarots. Now let's move on to our monology deck, where we are going to see what are the emotions about them, how do they feel about you, your future spouse. Okay, pile number two. By the way, I'm sorry, I almost forgot the zodiac signs. Since we have the world over here and also the wheel of fortune, what I sorry, I lost my train of thought in the middle. Anyway, Jupiter's sign is pretty prominent over here, the sign of Sagittarius and Pisces. Okay, and I also see Gemini, I also see Virgo, I also see Cancer. So look out for these signs. These signs are pretty going to be pretty prominent in your future spouse's chart. By prominent, I mean their Venus, their ascendant, their sun and moon. Okay, look out for those placements. Jupiter signs, Mercury signs, and moon sign. Okay, now moving on for panel number two, please. What is the feeling? What are the feelings of pile number two's future spouse towards them? How will they feel about pile number two, their future spouse? Okay. Oh, wow, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. This card came up for pile number one as well. So, those of you who were, um, if in case you guys were also pulled towards pile number one, maybe you would like to check out that pile. There could be some information that could be of relevance to you. However, if you were not attracted, not interested in pile number one at all initially in the beginning of this video, this will not apply. Okay. I'm going to pull one more card for pile number two, please. For pile number two, what is their future spouse's feelings about them, about pile number two? Hmm. Okay, adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. So, starting with it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, and this another card is also similar, pretty similar in its energy. That it's making me feel like your future spouse will. Probably this will not be a connection where, love at first sight kind of situation. I don't see that happening from your future spouse's perspective because, like I told you, your future spouse, there is a strong possibility that they have been cheated previously in their past relationship, or maybe they may have experienced cheating partnership, seen cheating partnership multiple times in among his or her friends or maybe even parents. uh, so this could have led them with, pretty negative, or let's say pretty guarded kind of, they just guard their heart a lot. It's something that I can see. So after meeting you, part number two, I see that the feeling is going to take its time to grow for your future spouse. Your future spouse has first this need to let go of this negativity that they have in their heart when it comes to relationship. If for one example that I can think of, that is coming in my mind is that, for example, your future spouse may have had a parent who cheated on the other, and which left the other parent pretty hurt, and which left a shadow in their heart about, maybe they had a home life where it was pretty violent or toxic, which left them pretty hurt in their heart, and they are left with not much expectations. uh, kind of this misguided view about love and romance, uh, skewed view of relationships. So it's going to, all of these things is to say that it's going to take time for your future spouse to develop feelings. I'm sorry. If you were, wait for a, if you wanted a whirlwind romance with your future spouse, that's not something that I see happening over here. I'm sorry. Maybe, you yourself are somebody who are like that, and maybe you each half the soul found each other in that way. I mean, who am I to say? Probably I shouldn't judge or uh, assume about either of you guys. So I'm sorry if I did that. Anyway, another thing that I can see about your future spouse's feeling towards you is that although it's developing kind of, growing kind of love, I see a huge amount of trust and feeling of loyalty developing over time as well. You know, all of those relationships that start with a huge flame in the beginning, they end up flickering out as time goes on. But for you, in your situation, pan number two, what I see instead is that in your connection with your future spouse, although it takes its time to grow, um, I also see that you guys will develop a bond of trust, of faith, of loyalty with each other, and a stronger one where you do not have to doubt each other, where you do not have to question each other, having a complete sense of faith on each other. That's what I can see. Now, moving further ahead, let's see what could be the zodiac placements present in your future spouse's chart so that we can explore further about your future spouse's personality or their life, whatever comes along. For panel number two, please, who is their future spouse? Could you please give us their birth chart alignments, placements? 12th house, Mars in 12th house, Pisces. Okay. Mars actually works pretty well, even though Pisces and 12th house is a water placement, being a fiery planet itself. Because, by the way, guys, one thing I can see with this uh, prominent 12th house placement is that there is two strong possibilities coming in over here. One is either you guys will meet each other in a foreign country, or you guys will move to a foreign country after you guys get married. because foreign country, foreign are moving pretty far away from your home is something pretty prominently coming over here. And another thing that I want to add on to that is that, especially if your future spouse is a male, uh, he will be coming in from a foreign country. Like he will have a different cultural, racial background than you. This is a thing that came up in pile number one as well. Maybe that's why there was this similarity. Again, like I told you, if in case you were also interested in pile number one, in only that situation, in only that case, check out pile number one. If you were sure about pile number two, you do not have to check pile number one. Okay. So another thing that I can see with Mars being in the 12th house is that your future spouse is somebody who has pretty deep, pretty, they are, if they are religious, they are going to be very into it. I'm not saying like very, how it's difficult to explain for me. Your future spouse has this sense of belief, this sense of faith in life. Maybe that's why this detachment thing came up earlier as well, that they do not they do not pressure others or themselves about things. They are very patient with themselves and others. And a huge part, the reason why they are like this is because they know, they trust in the they can trust in the divine timing. They have faith in the divine, whether it is a god or the universe or whatever. They believe that when time comes and what's meant to happen will happen. So you do not have to rush, you do not have to pressure anyone over that. They have that kind of personality. Another thing that I can see is that your future spouse may be probably working for some sort of public institution or a hospital or a land, real estate related things. um, that's also something that I can see. And another thing also, maybe probably your future spouse is working in a, you know what are those things called, aviation or water related industry. So please take a look out for that. That's all I'm getting from this placement. Now let's roll it one more time so that we can get further information. For pile number two, we have Saturn again in the 12th house in the sign of Sagittarius. This is interesting. Saturn in the 12th house in the Sagittarius. 12th house being repeated over here. Probably this is talking about your future spouses. Um, with Saturn being over here, career, of course, Sagittarius, 12th house. Your future spouse is probably someone who knows multiple languages. So one of their job could be related about, using that multiple foreign language that they know. So this could be, for example, your future spouse is a German, but he or she is proficient in English, so they will be writing books in English, teaching English to students, or maybe creating content in English, stuff like that. And another thing is also that, having 12th house Sagittarius over here, your future spouse is going to be somebody who is pretty level headed, pretty practical, although they have, and also, by the way, pretty generous with what they give, like be it their attention, be it, donations, whatever. This your future spouse is, although they are very rational and logical, they will also be somebody who is very generous. uh, there's one more thing that I'm getting over here is that your future spouse may also work for a foreign MNCs or foreign company, by the way, guys. Or maybe they will have some sort of online job. because 12th house is coming in pretty strongly. Another thing, again, hospital. Let's see. Or maybe they are a teacher of um, medical teacher, um, people who teach future doctors or nurses, stuff like that. Yep. For now, that's all I'm getting for you, pile number two. Let's move ahead to our romance angels, and after that, we are going to close your reading for pile number two, please. Let's see about for pile number two. Who is their future spouse? What are their feelings for pile number two? We have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So yeah, this slow burning romance is again pretty prominently coming up over here. Each of you guys giving each other space to fall in love with each other, trust each other, and finally get married with each other. For a pile number two, please, who is their future spouse? We have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Both of you guys, pile number two, are going to have to first learn to love yourself first. Trust that the other person is somebody that you can trust, and past experiences of bad partners will not be repeated. It is not your destiny to fall in love with cheaters or backstabbers like that. You can trust each other. You need to first build trust with each other before falling in love. I see this need present in both of you and your future spouse, and maybe that's why you needed this slow burning romance and not one where you instantly fall in love with each other but are left with this heart where which is completely in a stress about whether you can trust this person or not. So trust again is a major factor in your relationship, and feeling of safety and security as well, that you feel safe to offer your heart to the other. One more for pile number two. Separation time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So uh, this this means to say that maybe there will be a period of time before you guys get married where you may have to spend some time away from each other. This is also confirming my earlier doubt, which I did not speak of, but now I can. Your future spouse may also be in a military, by the way, guys. Could be, because that involves being separated for a long period of time, right? From your spouse or from your partner. But yeah, this could also mean that you are already aware of this person, you already know your future spouse, but I mean, of course, slow burning romance and everything was pretty prominently coming up for you. And yeah, there could be a time period where you guys may have to be separated from each other. This could be a long distance relationship happening, and for you, part number two. So with this, I'm going to close your reading for today, part number two. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you resonated with and if it did, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in my next one. I wish you all the best. Hello, pile number three. So if you selected the slime green tea light candle, this is going to be a reading all about who are you going to marry, who is your future spouse. Now, without further ado, let's start your reading with your tarot cards. Let me first charge the card for you, okay, guys? So please be patient with me while I'm charging for my pile number three, please. So, guys, by the way, I need to tell you this beforehand that I'm not going to take any reversals in order to keep your reading simple and straightforward and concise, so that there will not be any confusions involved, because sometimes reversals can give conflicting energies, which is not helpful when we are trying to do a open reading, especially about a person, because tarot is about reading energies and uh, not about reading about a person or finding a person, like things like that. We are trying to read energies, and through that we are trying to connect. I mean, I'm trying to connect with my intuition and the energies to figure out who could be your future spouse and what could be their life events that they have experienced, or maybe their situation, whatever comes along. By the way, guys, it's not limited to one thing or one thing only. But of course, if you like more of a clear clearly mentioned or asked kind of reading, where we pull each card with a question in mind, you can check out my previous videos. I have already done multiple love readings and future spouse reading, so you can check out in my previous videos if you are into that as well, because for today's focus is going to be more about open energy reading about your future spouse. Okay, pile number 3. For pile number 3, please. Who is the future spouse? Okay, I'm not satisfied with this, guys. Please be patient with me. Oh my god, goodness, guys. I can be a little bit of OCD when it comes to charging my deck, but I do have a pretty prominent Virgo in my chart. So for pile number 3, please. Now let's start your reading. Okay, I think I'm ready. Who is their future spouse? Right away we get 7 of Wands. Who is their future spouse? Pile number 3, please. Who is their future spouse? For pile number 3, who is their future spouse? Okay, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, the Hanged Man. Interesting. Who is pile number 3's future spouse? Okay, we have Knight of Pentacles. Who is pile number 3's future spouse? Okay, now, that's not it. Who is who is the future spouse of pile number 3? We have 9 of Swords. Who is the future spouse of pile number 3? We have the Sun. Beautiful. And the bottom of the deck energy is the World. Okay. Your future spouse, pile number 3, is going to be somebody who is a very steady, very steady kind of person. He or she will not be somebody who instantly, it's a your future spouse is going to be someone who is pretty, um, how do I say it in a way that it makes sense? Your future spouse is a very giving kind of person. They are very loving, they are very kind, they are very joyful, and everybody loves your future spouse. However, at the same time, your future spouse is somebody who takes no ish from others. Like, they are very emotional in a way that they do not like it when others are confronting them. This is one of those, your future spouse is one of those people who are good to everybody, but if somebody challenges them, then he or she will be the worst enemy. towards their enemy, you know. And also, I don't see your future spouse actively seeking for others' attention. Like your future spouse has the least possibility of becoming a influencer because they themselves are not that kind of person. But at the same time, your future spouse is somebody who commands attention from others. So this is pretty interesting. With the sun being present over here, I see your future spouse having a lot of leadership qualities. If not, they are a leader already in their career. With the Seven of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, though, I see your future spouse working for multiple companies or running multiple companies. They are very careful with their money, so this is not, your future spouse is not going to be somebody who is going to spend thousands of dollars on a luxury item. They are very careful with their money. So another thing also adding on to that is that they do have a lot of money, but it was a hard earned money for them. The money that they earned was not easy to come by, possibly because your future spouse had a difficult upbringing or a very strict or very disciplined upbringing. I should not be too negative about it, by the way, guys. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Number three, your future spouse, they are pretty disciplined when it comes to money, and they do not like to spend on wasteful things. But at the same time, your future spouse is very, very friendly, very, very kind hearted. Everybody loves your future spouse. I mean, loves in a way, friendly way, okay, not romantic. Maybe even romantic, but your future spouse, all that is meant to say that it has a good personality, is a very social person, is very much of a joy to be around with. And your future spouse could be working in a space where they have to work with a lot of other people. So this could be like, uh, told you already, they could be in a leadership position where they have to, you know, deal with a lot of clients, a lot of employees under them, subordinates around them, or if they themselves could be a boss where they have to lead an organization. And another thing with the hanged man being present over here is that your future spouse is somebody, I see that they have a way of looking at the world pretty uniquely. I mean, I see a quirky person, to be honest with you. Not at all somebody who is, you know, what I'm thinking about is Luna actually from the Harry Potter series. So they have a different perspective of looking at things and the world, because of which, I mean, it's not weird to the point of being coming getting bullied and things like that, but in a way that it makes them a more steady person, more reliable kind of person. That's the word. And sometimes, you know, an example I'm thinking of is like maybe one of their friends or you are stressed about their work and how busy everything is, how little time they have got, but your future spouse will be the one person who will make them see that why it is necessary, why they have to go through this difficult time period, or how they can deal with this stress in a way that it helps them. And you know, very practical, very reasonable, very logical person your future spouse is going to be. I don't see your future spouse being a daydreamer at all. Very, very practical person, although they do have a unique perspective. You know, there are those people who advise you like you don't have to do 9 to 5 jobs. It's bad. Just go after your dreams and start a business. But fact is, 90% of the businesses, it's unfortunate, fail. And it's not a wise decision to leave your job to start a business that you have no idea about and starting something on a whim. This it could work for some people, but statistics says that it doesn't for the majority, like more than 90% of business fail, which is not a motivating thing, but that's the reality, right? So you need to have a fallback plan, and your future spouse is the person who understands those things clearly and is not, bullshitting others just to please them, who will speak their mind, is what I'm trying to say. And with the Knight of Pentacles, your future spouse, like I said, is a very much of a hard worker, very much of a steady person, very much of a slow but sure kind of person. You can trust your future spouse with your heart, guys, because your future spouse is very reliable, very trustworthy, and very, very loyal. The most important thing in a relationship. Your future spouse will take care of you financially as well. In case you want to be a house husband or a housewife, they will fully support you, by the way. That's an extra message, but another thing is that your future spouse, is will be somebody who is one of those success stories where somebody, they worked for, whether it is a business or a job, for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and they slowly accumulated their wealth. Maybe they did investing outside, maybe they did side hustle, multiple side hustles, but slowly but surely they grew their wealth, and finally they have become a financially stable, independent, and wealthy person. That's the kind of person your future spouse is going to be. So, in case when you meet with your future spouse, if they are just a average salaryman or average in their financial status, I want you to know that their finances will keep on growing steadily and surely, because I don't see them having a big wealth right from the get go. Like, I don't see them coming from a very wealthy family, or even if their family is rich, I don't see your future spouse relying on that wealth at all. With this kind of source, though, again, the earlier thought about your future spouse being emotional and easily hurt, and because of that, not liking, you know the way I'm reading this energy is that your future spouse is going to be someone, if for them emotions of like and dislike is going to be very, very clear and divided. If they like something, they like it. If they don't like someone, they dislike that person. They will try to avoid them as much as possible. There is no gray in between for them. They are very clear headed, is something, especially when it comes to their emotion, is something that I can see. Normally with the Nine of Swords, we talk about depression, we talk about sleepless night and all everything. But for me, in this reading, the energy is coming up in a way that your future spouse, once you hurt them, they will never forget them. They may forgive, but they will not forget. They are incapable of forgetting hurt being, them being hurt by others. So that's one thing. They could be pretty stubborn about that thing as well. uh, and another thing that I can see, because I don't see it too negatively, because it is being surrounded by positive cards of the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles. So I don't want you to be worried that your future spouse is a depressed person or a depressive person at all. It's just that don't their enemies, they have to be very careful around your future spouse, because your future spouse is not a easy enemy to have. I don't know why I keep repeating that. I'm sorry. The Sun, your future spouse, like I said, is going to be a center of attention wherever they are. go, everybody looks at them, everybody are paying attention to them, and they are, possibly because they are a very warm-hearted person, very much of a friendly person and a joy to be around with, but also because they are very generous, they are very successful, and they are very resourceful, very much of a skilled person, and very much of a achiever. With the world being present over here, this card came up for pile number 2 as well, in the same position. But the energy is completely different. I mean, in your reading, pile number 3, with the world being present over here, I see that your future spouse is somebody who is going to achieve it all. Whatever they put their mind into, they will work hard at it, they will be dedicated at it, and they will achieve it. For example, if your future spouse has the goal of, making this much money, accumulating this much wealth by this age, buying a house by this age, getting married and having children by this age, or maybe getting into this university, these kinds of goals, they will achieve them all through their hard work, through their dedication. That's the kind of person your future spouse is going to be. And another thing is that your future spouse is going to be somebody who is looked up by a lot of people. Again, a lot of people are going to respect your future spouse a lot because they are a respectful person, right? They are somebody who is very generous, who is very wise, who is very skilled, who is very hardworking, who is very reliable. I mean, it's almost to the point of being someone who is like your future spouse, guys. I keep thinking of these. What is the name of this person? Oh my goodness! You know what? Let it go. Anyway, moving ahead with our monology. Let's see. By the way, I almost forgot the zodiac signs. By the way, guys, since we have only two major arcanas, Leo and Sagittarius and Pisces, is is going to be prominent in your future spouse's chart. So look at their Venus placement, their ascendant, or sun and moon. If they, especially Leo, okay, they will have this present in their chart pretty prominently. Now let's see for pile number 3, please. What is the feelings? What is their future spouse's feelings towards pile number 3? Yours came up pretty fast, but the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. Another is conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. I want to pull one more for you, pile number 3. I pulled only two for the other piles, but for you, because these two cards came up at the same time, I feel called towards pulling one more. For pile number 3, please. What are going to be the feelings of pile number 3's future spouse towards pile number 3? I'm trying to explore your future spouse's feeling with regards to you. Okay, pile number 3. One more for pile number 3. Okay. Jeez. Leo again. So, don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. So, starting with the first two cards, the energy is gaining momentum and conclusions are within reach. I'm being called to tell you, pile number 3, that I think your future spouse, you may meet them pretty sooner than expected. Okay, so why sooner than expected? Because I think that you guys, if you guys are young, you will meet your future spouse pretty early on in your life. If you guys are over 30, still you guys are going to meet them pretty sooner than expected. Okay, with this, and when it comes to, with regards to their feelings towards you, pile number 3, what I can see is that for your future spouse, the way they will love you will be very gradual. Like, first getting to know each other, and then going on a few dates, and getting in a relationship, and taking some time, and then moving in together, and then getting engaged and stuff like that. I see you guys being in a companionship for a couple of years before you guys get married. At least a couple of years. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. I think your future spouse does have a problem about opening up their heart, and spilling their inner feelings. It's not easy for them to talk about their feelings to others, and they may have to work about that, and you may have to help your future spouse to open up and trust others more with their feelings especially. And your future spouse but will see you as their eyes will be fixed on you, like I told you earlier, that they are going to be very much about you. You can trust your future spouse. They will not be unfaithful. They will not be having wandering eyes at all, because I see your future spouse is somebody who is a one man one woman kind of person, definitely, and they see you as their one, because Leo is a fixed sign. But at the same time, with this, don't let pride get in your way. The message, the energy that I getting from this message is that your future spouse does struggle to communicate that with you, like you know flirting or speaking flowery words. That will be a struggle for your future spouse. Although they feel huge amounts of love and respect, especially respect and value, they will value a lot, they will love you a lot, and especially respect you a lot. But it will not be easier for them to communicate that to you through words. So instead of words, maybe your future spouse will communicate their adoration for you through their physical uh, um, expression. Not only by physical expression, not only bedroom activities, but also through gestures. Like always protecting you, letting you walk on the inner sidewalk, letting pulling chairs for you all the time, carrying your bags, listening to you, taking your opinions seriously, stuff like that. So now, moving further ahead, we are going to see what planetary placement could be present in your future spouse's chart, so that we can explore further about their personality or their life, whatever comes along. For pile number 3, please, what could be their future spouse's planetary placements? We have Jupiter in Aquarius, interesting, in the 4th house. So, Jupiter in the Aquarius in the 4th house, Jupiter gets exalted in 4th house, and with Aquarius, the zodiac sign of gains and wish fulfillment being present over here. I don't know about you guys, pile number 3, but your future spouse is going to be exactly somebody that you have always wanted to marry with. Like if you wanted to get married with certain kind of person, your future spouse is going to be exactly that kind of person. Okay, despite whatever that I've told you over here, and whether it resonated with you or not, that one thing is for sure: you guys are meant for each other. Your future spouse, with having a Jupiter in 4th house, is somebody who is very, very lucky. Your future spouse is going to be a very lucky person, not by themselves only, but also once you get married with each other, even your own luck will increase many times over through the influence of your future spouse's luck. And I see you guys living in a dream house, because it is a 4th house of property and vehicles. Maybe your future spouse will give you a gift of your dream car, even. Um, Another thing that I can see about your future spouse is that your future spouse is going to be working in some sort of knowledge related field. uh, if not, real estate or vehicles, knowledge related, I mean, like teachers or institutions, stuff like that, or maybe a advisor, counselor, for big companies, because it is a Aquarius sign. And yeah, that's all I'm getting from this placement. Let's see further. What could be? Oh, sorry. What could be your pile number three's future spouse's planetary placement? In the chart, we have 12th house, Sun in 12th house, in the sign of Libra. Okay. Now, this explains why your future spouse could be a bit of a mm, slow burning. I actually don't know what word can I use. Anyway, let me explain it to you. Your future spouse, pile number three, is someone they do not actually enjoy other people's attention as much as they get. You know, uh, what I'm what I mean by that is a lot of people they pay attention to your future spouse. They surround your future spouse. They are looking at your future spouse. However, your future spouse does not enjoy that. They are a bit of a introvert in that way, that they do not like a crowd. They do not like people, bothering them that much, but they will have to face people bothering them anyway. So that's the kind of dynamic I can see being present in your future spouse's life. And another thing is that your future spouse does not like, um, although they are, the kind of very steady and reliable person they themselves, they do they do not like it when others are trying to control them. So very independent person is somebody your future spouse going to be. However, they will hate, I want to say, rigid beliefs, rigid institutions, and rigid rules, regulations, stuff like that. And they will not be interested in politics. They will not be interested in political debates, and they will actually be more about, giving to the society, uh, donate putting in donations for the people less fortunate ones, giving, more social worker kind of, social focus kind of person your future spouse is going to be, even though that they hate crowd and hate public attention. And let's see if I can get anything further. So your future spouse, guys, I think has very a certain quiet intensity about them, a quiet, silent intensity about their looks, even. So maybe they like wearing darker shades of clothes like black or gray, they will prefer that color. And they will not be wearing too many fancy clothes or fancily dressing up themselves. They will have a pretty simple but classic kind of style, is what I can see. Another thing that I want to add about your future spouse is, I think your future spouse may be somebody whose family will have multiple people working in a teaching field or a scholarly field or a counseling field, and your future spouse will have people working for them, meaning they will have some, servants or maybe secretaries working for them. So these are all the clues that I'm getting for you. File number 3 about your future spouse. Let me see what further messages can I get for about your future spouse. File number 3, we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So if you are already in a relationship with your future spouse, um, you know what is coming. And if you have yet to meet your future spouse, you guys will first get engaged before getting married, which is, I mean, pretty normal in 99% of the marriage. But again, that think about, no, for you, point number 3, it is indeed true that before getting married, there will be some time, a good couple of years you guys will spend together before getting married with your future spouse. And if you have yet to meet your future spouse, probably even if you will get engaged pretty early on, still you will take your time before getting married, is what I can see, because timing is what I'm getting from this card. Now let's see what further information can we get about your future spouse. For pile number 3, flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So this is something that you need to work on, especially from your future spouse's side. But as now you know, pile number 3, from me telling you that it's not easy for your future spouse to flirt because they are not good with their words. So maybe you may have to work on that. Maybe you will be the one to flirt with your future spouse. I'm actually seeing a dynamic where the wife is, you know, teasing their husband, the girl is teasing their boy, man, and the other man, and your man is the shyer person, and reverse that if you are a man, okay? So you are going to be the one to tease your partner, tease your future spouse, and your future spouse is actually going to be a shy person. Uh, they are actually going to be the sire one in this dynamic, and even if they are not a shy person by nature, whenever you tease them, they become one, and they just melt whenever you do that. So let's add one more card for pile number 2. Sorry, 3. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So, yeah, I mean, I did say earlier for you, pile number 3, that your future spouse may like to express their love through physical activities, through their actions. So, and I also saw your future spouse giving you a lot of gifts, especially your favorite or your dream car or your dream home. I think your future spouse gifting you with that, and with this passion, the message earlier that I got about your future spouse being very passionate about you physically, emotionally, is again being reconfirmed over here. Now, um, let's see if I can say anything further for you. Another thing that I want to add to this is for you, pile number 3, is that your future, there's still a lot to understand left to understand about your future spouse. I think in my reading, your future spouse's energy, a lot of it has yet to come up. So one thing is for sure, this person is not your ex. This person is going to be somebody who is completely new to you, and this person, there is still a lot to be learned about. So I would suggest you to check out my other future spouse readings or my other room love relationship readings to explore further about this person, okay? Because I keep getting this feeling that there is still more to know about your future spouse, but I'm not getting any further energies. They are hiding from me, guys. And I mean, of course, if you want to explore about their energies through other channels, other readings, I still encourage you to do that, okay? Okay, with this, I'm going to close your reading for today. Hopefully, you liked it. Hopefully, it resonated with you. And if it did, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.